Okay, so this movie is a fucking piss take if ever I saw one. I mean, do you believe in wizards and magic? No? Well, this movie is gonna put all that shit into outer space and then expect you to gobble it all down like a fucking moron. Like putting wizards in outer space makes them in any way more fucking believable. I mean, it's like this movie was made for kids. And given that this movie is clearly made for kids, it's a bit fucking weird to start the film with an all-out bloodbath and a bunch of fucking dickheads talking about ambassadors and political sympathies and shit. But anyway, here, right away, we get to meet the bad guy in the movie. And you might be able to spot him, because he's the one who looks like a giant black dildo. So, George Lucas ain't making no secrets about what his biggest nightmare is now, is he? And no wonder he made Jar Jar Binks such a deeply offensive fucking stereotype. Now, you might think I'm making all this shit up, yeah? Well, get this. The big black dildo is only going around looking for this hot white chick, and she's like all dressed in white and shit. And the way he likes to kill people is by thrusting his big long red weapon into them. And it's like, fucking hell, George, you got some fucking issues. I mean, everyone else has got a laser gun, but this guy's wandering around with the visual representation of a long hard cock in his hand. Anyway, this movie, called Star Wars, it all seems to be about this young twink. And if you don't know what a twink is, then that's a fucking twink right there. And God bless all the twinks, I say. Anyway, this kid is just hanging around in a desert commune, and he's getting stalked by some old bearded guy wearing a robe, who is clearly a pedo pretending to be some kind of spiritual guru. And I met a real spiritual guru one time, and this guy was so enlightened he didn't even need a chair to sit down. He just floated 2 foot off the floor. Although, looking back at it, he might have just had a really nasty case of gas, because there was this really unpleasant smell the whole time, and a strange rumbling in the floor. And then, just before I left, right at the very end of our conversation, he shit himself all over the floor. Anyway, whatever that dirty old pervert is planning to do with this young twink, it's so fucked up that he ain't just got to take him across state lines to do it or anything, but this motherfucker has outright got to go and leave the fucking planet with him. So, fuck knows what this old pervert's got in his filthy fucking mind, but I'm guessing it's got to be too extreme for even this bunch of weirdos in the fucking commune. So, yeah, the moral of this story seems to be, you should judge a book by its cover. Whatever that means. Anyway, the old pervert takes the young kid for a drink at a bar because, well, I don't need to fucking tell you, do I? Let's be honest, he's going to get the young twink drunk and then try to bundle him into the back of a spaceship or something, ain't he? And at some point in the movie we meet this guy, and he gets into a gunfight while he's still sitting down, like a stupid asshole. But luckily, it's with some fucking freak who's a really shit shot, and our guy's got real good reactions. Or they both shoot at the same time. Or our guy shoots first, because it turns out that making one of the heroes in your movie a cold-blooded killer is apparently something that can really play on your conscience over the period of about 30 fucking years. And if you want my opinion on it, I like to think that Han did shoot first, but only by accident, like his fingers slipped on the trigger or something, and Greedo's shot was only because of a muscle reflex when Han's blaster bolt shot through his fucking brains. Makes him more of an accidental hero in my opinion, and I like that kind of duplicity in a child's role model. Anyway, you ain't gonna believe what this guy's name is, like, keeping in mind that it is a kids film and everything, because they've only gone and called this guy Han Solo. Like, why they don't just call him Captain Wankoff or Jack Your Dick, I got no idea, but it don't end there. Oh no, because old Captain Plays With Himself is only knocking around with fucking Bigfoot. I mean, like, the real fucking Bigfoot. And no one says, like, oh, fuck me, it's fucking Bigfoot or anything. Nah, not at all. In fact, they've gone and given him a cutesy little fucking name. And everyone calls him Chewy, which I'm guessing means that he can't be trusted to give a decent blowjob. And I never thought about sticking my dick in a Bigfoot's mouth before, but I'll tell you something, if I ever see a Bigfoot from now on, it ain't gonna be the fucking camera he's gonna have to worry about, I'll tell you that. I like a toothy blowjob. Anyway, you got this bloke called Mr. Handjob, and a Bigfoot called Suck Your Dick. So this old pervert thinks to himself, oh yeah, these pair are the perfect bunch of freaks to help me kidnap this kid. So that's exactly what they go and do. Just like you knew they would. They go and bundle the twink off into the back of a spaceship and fly the fuck off out the planet with him. And right away, the old pervert gets down to some of his kinky shit, doesn't he? 'Cause he blindfolds the kid and then just sits back and starts giving him zaps of electric shock and shit. So, yeah, this guy's a real fucking weirdo, and Captain Handjob thinks it's real funny, and everyone's having a good time. So, they decide to fly down to this fucking planet, which is far too big to be any kind of space station, but, and this is a real lesson about the environment right here, because whoever lives here, they've gone and built over every square inch of their entire fucking planet. And I'll tell you what, it looks a lot fucking better for it. No stupid clouds or wobbly oceans, I'm telling you, this is the way to go. And it also shoots a big fuck off laser as well, and I'm fully behind that shit too. That's what they need to be talking about at the next COP G20 UN bollocks meetings, I tell you. Anyway, I'll consider you told, and I'll get back to the review. So, this group of perverts take their young twink down to this fucking planet, looking for a party and a good time. But boy, did they pick the wrong fucking planet for that. Because whoever these motherfuckers are, they've decked out their entire fucking planet like some kind of Nazi cult, and they ain't into having a good time at all. And not only that, but the old big black dildo is there, and he gets real pissed about them showing up unannounced and shit, and so they got to hide under the floor. So, this bunch of knobheads, they've landed on a Nazi planet, pissed off the giant dildo guy, and they've got themselves completely outnumbered. So, go on, what do you think they do next? That's right, you guessed it, they go on a fucking killing spree, running around and shooting anyone they fucking want to, because it's a fucking kids film, innit? And as soon as the young twink finds out that that hot young chick is on the planet, then boom, he's right after her, like one of the horniest little fuckers you've ever seen. I mean, this kid's seen all but 3 seconds of video of this hot chick, and already he's willing to massacre untold scores of innocent Nazi soldiers just to get his dick sucked. Good lad. But the Nazi soldiers ain't too keen on all this shit, so they start shooting back, and the bunch of weirdos ain't got a fucking clue what to do. And they're like, oh no, what do we do? So they go and put the fucking woman in charge, don't they? And right away, she takes charge, finds an escape route, and then leads them all into a fucking death trap. Because of course she fucking does. She's a woman. What the fuck were they doing putting her in charge anyway? They'd have been better off giving it to that fucking Bigfoot. Anyway, they all managed to get out, and they're like, fuck me, we picked a wrong one here. We better get the fuck out. So they go running back to their spaceship like a bunch of morons. And the old pervy guy sees the young twink has hooked up with that hot chick, and he realises the young kid is straight after all. And so the old pervy guy is like, ah, fuck it, just kill me now. And so the big giant dildo goes and does exactly that. And the young kid is like, yes, you kill that fucking pervert. Then the gang of weirdos and their new hot chick break out and fuck off, and everyone is like, well, that was a fucking load of bollocks, wasn't it? And so they piss off to this other planet that's full of fucking trees. And even though this planet's clearly got no roads or anything, they've still got cops with fucking speed cameras, don't they? Because everyone's a fucking authoritarian in this movie. It's a disgrace. Anyway, then the twink starts dressing like Clint fucking Eastwood for no reason at all. Probably to impress that chick. And they all just chill out and shit. But the Nazi planet is like, yeah, nah, we ain't just gonna accept that shit. We're a fucking Nazi planet. What the fuck are you talking about? You think we're just gonna let a bunch of weird ass liberals run around our planet shooting shit up and not do anything about it? Nah, mate, you're thinking of different Nazis, ain't you? So, this fucking Nazi planet, and I'd like to remind you, the fucking Nazi planet with a big ass fucking space laser that blows planets up. You know, the ones they pick to fight with. Right, well, they go and fly their fucking planet right up to the planet where the fucking weirdos are hiding to go and blow it up and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's what you get if you fuck around with big ass planets that have got fucking space lasers. Of course it is. Think it fucking through. Anyway, the weirdos get their hands on the defense plans of the Nazi planet and shit. That's like breathing right down their fucking necks. And in like about 15 seconds, they're able to not only perform a highly in-depth and detailed review of the planet's defense systems, but they're able to identify strategic weaknesses and come up with a plan that will cause massive and total catastrophic failure for the entire fucking planet. So, I don't know if these defense plans had a file labelled self-destruct button or something, but that kind of in-depth analysis is normally conducted over a period of weeks to months, not 15 fucking seconds. Anyway, so, at this point, you'd think the weirdos would be like, yeah, in all fairness, we did just break into their fucking planet, kidnap a chick and shoot the fuck out of a bunch of people for like no reason at all. I guess we were kind of out of line there a little bit. But, oh no, not this bunch of Californian weirdos. They're like, fuck it, let's kill everyone on the fucking planet. You know, because they're Nazis. I mean, the fucking irony here is staggering, but I don't think the kids are going to get the gag. Anyway, the good guys decide they're going to kill everyone on the planet, basically over aesthetics, because they don't like the way they dress, and they're like, we don't need a huge fucking space fleet to defeat this fuck off planet that's got a giant laser. Nah. All we need are tiny little fucking space planes that are like no bigger than a kid's fucking go-kart or something. That'll do. And we'll shoot one of their nuclear reactors and like blow the whole fucking planet up and everybody on it. And that's exactly what they go and do. I mean a literal fucking genocide. And then they go and celebrate it. Like dancing around and giving each other medals and shit. It's fucking appalling. I mean really fucking atrocious. I've seen some immoral movies before, like The Matrix, but this fucking film takes the fucking title. I mean first fucking place to the genocidal maniacs who wrote this fucking movie and whatever the fucking message it's trying to put out. Which I can sum up in about half a fucking sentence as basically trying to say, believe in bullshit and only think of yourself all the fucking time. So, yeah, no wonder it was a hit with the kids. And no wonder it was eventually co-opted by Kathleen Kennedy and her woke band of DEI morons. It's the perfect fucking vehicle for them. Anyway, that's Star Wars. As far as I can work out, it doesn't have a story and it's only got about half a dodgy fucking message. Is it a great masterpiece? Nah, it's just another stupid fucking movie.